Yes. Good morning, everyone. I, Dr. Cheetna Kunde, Assistant Professor, Department of Neurosciences from Dr. Vittal Rao Vikhe Patil College of Physiotherapy. I welcome all the participants, our guest speaker, Mrs. Poonam Sarangi, uh, for today's webinar on tools for stress management. I welcome our principal, Dr. Shyam Ganvi sir.
Cheetna, you unmute yourself. Yeah. Yes.
I welcome our principal, Dr. Shyam Ganvi sir. Sir is a PhD scholar from MUHS. Sir was an ex-Senate member, an academic council member of MUHS, ex-BOS member of MUHS. He is an active member of NAC Assessor, Executive Committee member of Maharashtra OTPT Council. Sir, I would request our principal, Dr. Shyam Ganvi sir, to enlighten our institute and our foundation. Sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Chetna, and the organizers, the Department of Neurosciences. Madam, good morning very much. I'm audible, madam? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, very much. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, you are most welcome for this webinar, madam. And as you know that we are located near to the Shirdi. I think you have been visited many times to the Shirdi. So from Shirdi, it is just 60, 70 kilometers that we are located in the institute. It's a very big premises. And if you're seeing on the screen, these are the managements, which are the founder members of our institute. So the is a founder, that is a late Honorable Dr. Balasaheb Vikhe Patil. Just I will give a short introduction about the management. So the first is the Padma Shri Dr. Vittal Rao Vikhe Patil, is the founder member. I think they are not showing on the screen. So the Padma Shri, he was born in 29th August, and he's the founder member of the first sugar factory in the cooperative sector in India, at Loni in Maharashtra, and is a founder of the group of industry as well as the institution at Pravara Nagar as well as at the Ahmednagar. And he was honored in 1961 as a Padma Shri Award, and the fourth highest Indian civilian award for his service to the nation. That is about our late Padma Shri Dr. Vittal Rao Vikhe Patil. And the late Honorable Dr. Balasaheb Vikhe Patil, he is a Padma Bhushan awardee, ex-cabinet minister, Government of India. He was the member of the 14th Lok Sabha of India and was a member of Indian National Congress in INC political party. He was minister in NDA. He was prominent leader of Maharashtra. Dr. Balasaheb Vikhe Patil is awarded with the prestigious civilian award Padma Bhushan on March 1st, 2010 for outstanding work in the field of social work. He was 7-time MP and former Union Minister of State Finance and Union Cabinet Minister, Government of India. Honorable Sri Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil, sir, he is an executive chairman and trustee of Dr. Vittal Rao Vikhe Patil Foundation, Ahmednagar, from 15th June onwards, 1949. Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil, sir, is an Indian politician from Shirdi in Ahmednagar. He was a Minister of Housing of Maharashtra. He was Minister of Educational and Transportation in the government of Ashok Chauhan and related of Agriculture and Marketing in the government of Maharashtra. He was opposition leader in the government of Maharashtra in the Devendra Fadnavis government. And our Honorable Sir Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil sir joined BJP party in July 2019. The next trustee our member is Honorable Dr. Sujay Vikhe Patil sir. He is MS General Surgeon as well as the MCH Neurology. So Dr. Sujay Vikhe Patil, as an Indian politician and member of 17th Lok Sabha representing Ahmednagar constituency, Maharashtra. He is a member of Bharatiya Janata Party. He contested his first election of his political career in 2019 of Lok Sabha and he is selected by the huge voting against the NCP candidate. He is a doctor, neurosurgeon, he is a farmer, chairman of Pravara Sugar Factory, he is a social worker, and recently he is a chief executive officer of Dr. Vittalrao V.K. Patil Foundation, Viratghat, Ahmednagar, where we are located just now. Madam, regarding in short of our institute, it is the first institute, College of Physiotherapy, Ahmednagar, which is affiliated with UGC under Section 2F, and it is the first institute in the Maharashtra it's accredited with NAC. Then our Honorable Dr. Sadananda sir, who is the secretary of our institute, and he is looking after the day-to-day work of our foundation. Then our Honorable Dr. Abhijit Dute sir, he is a professor and HOD of cardio department of physiotherapy, and he is given the additional job of deputy director, who is very dynamic and looking after the daily functioning of foundation as well as the VK Institute of Medical Sciences. So thank you so much, madam, for the short that I have introduced about the institute, and hope next time we will see you physically in our institute once this COVID-19 breakout. And all the best, madam, for this webinar, and hope the many students they have participated, almost more than 100 students I think I have seen in the list. And thank you very much, madam.
Most welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to introduce our today's guest speaker, Mrs. Poonam Sarangi ma'am. She is a consultant psychologist with Vartak College of Engineering and Technology and Vartak Polytechnic, Vasai. Mrs. Poonam has done her PG diploma in guidance and counseling from NCERT, New Delhi, and MS Psychotherapy from USA. She is a gold medalist in PG in psychology. She has worked with renowned psychiatrists of Bhopal and Vasai, and she was even a founder and president for the support and NGO at Bhopal. She primarily works as an independent practitioner and helps adults and children with their career and personal problems through therapy and counseling. She is well recognized as an expert in the field with rich experience as a practitioner. Ma'am, we welcome you and we would like to hear from you. I request all the participants to mute yourself, and I also welcome all the participants, those who have joined right now. Yes, ma'am, you can start. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Shekha, and thank you, everyone. It's a great opportunity for me to interact with such an esteemed big faculty. Actually, to be very honest, I was not very much aware of the college. I think I will say this is an divine intervention in this, that all of a sudden I am connected with Ahmednagar through all of you. And it's a great opportunity for me to interact with all the students. Although I'm not able to see anyone, but I'm just feeling that, okay, everybody is listening to me, and I'll be really trying my best that I can really help you, because that is the purpose. I'm really thankful to Suvarna ma'am, because she is the person who's responsible for all this. The voice is cracking. Some other voices are coming. Hello.
And we have a good range. Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me, because suddenly
And we can hear you.
there was so much noise there. There's so much noise that I don't know. Fine. I can continue. I'm really thankful to Dr. Suvarna for this opportunity, because this is something which I always look for. I'm working with Vartak Engineering College for the last 10 years. So naturally, I'm very much connected with the student group, specifically in the colleges And I'm, as in introduction was mentioned clearly, that I'm working with schools as well. So the student section is really dear one to me. So let me start with the topic, that tools for stress management. Now, I think stress is the most commonly used word in the world nowadays. Whatever happens on the planet, oh, this is a stressful condition, I cannot manage it. Very simple thing, we use this term very frequently, not knowing exactly what is the meaning of the stress. So I start with this, that what I mean by it, for me, what is stress? I will not get into too much technical aspects, but I will definitely. Um, am I audible?
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, you are
Yeah.
visible. Will you please share your PowerPoint?
Yeah. Can you see that? Chipna?
Yes,
Visible?
yes, yes,
Fine.
yes, visible.
So here we can start with. You can see states of being. I was just discussing how I interpret stress. I think what is you can see on the PPT itself is states of being, and you can see the two words balances and stress right there. And for me, stress is simply like that we keep balancing ourselves in life. Something comes in our play in life, and we try to manage it with the best of the capacities. So I think stress is an overrated word nowadays. Stress is not that complicated as people perceive it. It's a very like general term now. It's like being seen as the biggest problem on the planet. So first of all, we need to understand what we mean by stress. Uh, when we lose grip on ourselves, and what happens when we lose our grip? We lose that confidence. Once we lose confidence, we start feeling that everything around us is like targeting us. We are into great trouble, and whatever is happening around us, we try to like personalize things. The I factor comes into play, and everything seems to be targeted to us. And that moment is the moment when we feel I'm stressed. Suppose I have to reach some place, and my vehicle is not working. Maybe there is a strike, maybe an auto strike is there, and you are not able to reach to a particular place, and you will suddenly feel that why this is happening with me. All of a sudden, a thing which is a universal phenomena, a vehicle can always have a problem, or it can be always strike in the any place for that matter. So naturally, the moment we connect any problem with I, that moment itself we generate that stress. So first of all, because students have asked me few questions through Suvarna ma'am, I am just trying to explain all these things as much in a very common, very layman language as much as possible, because we generally go through all these things regularly. So as you can see, I have seen I have taken these two figures. That pulling phenomena I have taken just because to explain that one figure is you, that means I, and the other can be anything, maybe your surroundings, maybe a situation, maybe an expectation, maybe a demand of the a person or a officer, whatever. So naturally, we have a tendency to react emotionally and physical to that particular pull of our surroundings, and the way our body reacts to it, we call it, that feeling itself is called stress. I think why I'm explaining this, because the way we use the term stress is not something which is like clearly should be understood by everyone before using it very often, like I'm in stress. No, you are maybe in stress, but in a very casual way. In every day you have to meet certain time limits, you have to do this day-to-day life, but in every small things we feel that I'm in a stress. So that eustress and the distress, we need to discriminate. There is a good stress also. If you want to perform something special, maybe there is a marriage in the family and you have to perform there even in a family. I think it's a very enthusiastic feeling. That is not a stress, but still your body will react. So that is also a form of a stress. So it can be a good phenomenon. as well for our life. So first of all, just remove that negative word from the term stress. The moment you perceive it as a negative thing, naturally you will feel the trouble. You will feel something wrong is happening in life. So try to perceive. So it's all about self-perceptions, how we perceive things, and how we handle things. So understanding stress. When we say I'm understanding stress, that means every person, you can see in your surroundings, there are different type of people are there, different kind of persons are there, and they have their own perceptions about life, situations, and everything. So it's very important that stress should not be generalized. For every person, stress is an individualistic thing. Like for a person, a very small thing, maybe uh, arranging a vehicle for someone or arranging a dinner for the guest, even can be in a stressful condition. For other person, it may be a very small thing. So, first of all, we should prevent ourselves from generalizing this term stress, because it is a very individual phenomena. For everyone, it is different. One person can do something very easily, and for other person, it is a very stressful condition. So never try to compare. और ये तुमको इतना टेंशन क्यों होता है? मुझे तो बिल्कुल नहीं होता. This is a very, like, people say that about to each other, but I think we need to deal it at an individual level. So first, understanding stress. Before getting into detail, I will share one story of Lord Buddha with you. Whenever I talk about stress, that great personality comes in my mind, because for me he is a completely enlightened person, a person who can live in moments. And I just share you, Lord Buddha means in Magadhi Bhasha, Magad, where we belong to. It means Sahaj Jagruk Vyakti, a person who can live in every moment. And to understand stress, he is the best person. His life lessons are the best. So once he was moving in a village, and whenever he used to visit the village, a person used to come, and whenever he used to ask for some bhiksha, he said, "Why this man is coming?" He used to abuse Lord Buddha so much. And he used to speak for so many days. He kept coming, and the man kept abusing. One point, then what happened? That the person was like in a very big distress. He was some problem was happening, and Lord Buddha was visited that place, and he helped the person in overcoming that problem. That person was surprised that every day I was abusing this person, and then when the time came, he helped me. How this is possible? He smiled and he replied, Tathagat replied, that this all happened because whatever you were giving, I was never accepting it. So whatever you were giving, it remained with you. You felt that you were giving it to me, but I refused to accept it. So whatever you gave me was always with you, never came to me. So I think for me, this is the best stress management. Whatever life situations, surroundings, everything is offering you, it is always a selective process which we need to follow. We will select what we will choose from our surroundings. It will remain with us. So I hope you all students will remember this story for your lifetime, that whatever is life is offering, it's always up to you how you will pick up, how you will take it, and it's all about self-perception ultimately. So remain positive, and okay, that once we say understanding stress, there are 4 types of stress, which has been defined by Dr. Carl Albrecht in 1979. Time stress, anticipatory stress, situational stress, and encounter stress. I will explain these 4. You all understand time stress. I think there were a few questions Dr. Suvarna has shared with me. Am I audible, Chetna? Hello?
Ma'am, yes. Very clear.
Thank you. Time stress. Students have asked me few questions regarding time stress. Like they have asked me, I just repeat one question. They have asked me whether there is an exam, we are not able to handle it, how to do it. If there is a panic, what we should do. So I think the stress about time is, I think, very, very imaginary. If you see time is unlimited sometimes, if you see it very positively, time is something which is most unpredictable thing. You cannot plan it actually. So when you are suffering with all these complications of time, stress and all, um, it's important to understand one thing, that the prioritization of work is the key to manage the time stress. The most important phenomenon is prioritizing. At times we are not able to understand what is important this moment of time, and that is the key. If you start understanding what is my priority, you can always list out things and you can understand what should be done and when should be done. And once you've done that, still remain one thing. The one thing will always remain a fact, that nothing is perfect. So everything cannot be managed. You cannot manage everything. So the margin of error is compulsory. If you see, the margin of error is compulsory for everyone to understand the management part of time. We know that every second is very important, and every second can change life. It has got the potential to change our life, but still we need to understand that there are lot many moments to come. We are not supposed to count every moment in a way, oh, I lost this. You have not lost anything, nothing. It is just a very imaginary phenomena we constantly think, because we want to achieve so much outside us. The problem is that time pressures are coming because we are somewhere seeing the achievements as a very physical part of our life. Mostly things are very internal. If you see things as physical, you will always find there is a problem. If you see them as an internal issue, you can always resolve it. So just keep the calm, make sure that you are able to prioritize, and you're managing it quite well. I'm pretty sure. I think it's the calming effect is the most important thing. If you relax, that yourself, and I have to manage it within half an hour time. That the moment to tell about how to manage the stress. We rest first. Sleeping now and we say anticipatory stress.
Yes.
I think there was some network issue.
Yes, there was network issue, but here it is showing full network. But it is not resolved. It might be from your side.
I think now I'm audible. Maybe I don't know. Suddenly it was gone completely. Right. You can start. Restart.
Yes. start.
We can restart. I was with the anticipatory stress, right? So, what is that?
Please share
Anticipation
the
of
video.
something. I am sharing it already. Can't you see? Is it not visible?
Yes, now it is visible.
It is visible?
Yes, now it is visible.
Yeah. Right. Anticipatory stress. I think suppose a presentation is scheduled and you must be preparing for this webinar. I think whenever we prepare for something, we're already into stress that something will go wrong. The constant fear of failure or going something wrong is always there. So that is called anticipatory stress. So just like what we were feeling during before the webinar, you were arranging this and that, and whether I'm audible or not, whether things are all right or not, because we're constantly feeling, but still we have a network lapse just now. So I think this is the best example to understand that we cannot control everything which is outside us. Try to understand that whenever you talk about stress management, it is never outside you, it is always inside you. So, with all the kind of technical tools, everything around us, uh, best of the people who are handling it, but still, there's certain things in life, just like this webinar, they are not in our hand. So, we need to understand clearly that margin of error has to be there in life. Although we all try to do everything in a perfect manner, but still, that the forgiving tendencies towards yourself, oh, I should not do any mistakes, then we are God. We are not human. We are supposed to learn with our mistakes. So, okay, if you are not able to achieve something, if there is something going wrong, don't feel that, oh, you lost something very big. Nothing is as lost. You have to take it as easy, as calmly as possible. That's why I just took this example of this webinar itself. We tried so much that there should be no lapse, but still there is a lapse. So, so remaining confident about any such thing, you can actually avoid this anticipatory stress. Because more you think, more you replay it in your mind. Suppose I'm supposed to have a lecture, or maybe I'm having a performance next day morning, and the whole night I'm thinking and thinking that how I'm going to do, whether light effects will be good or not, whether people will visit, people will come to see my performance or not. All these things, these are all that creating the stress. That thing is outside you, it is not you. The moment you say that it is outside me, remember it is never in your control. People who will visit me, people will listen to you, people will clap for you, all these things are their department. It's nothing to do with you. So more you will try to find, you will try to prove yourself, you will lose confidence. Whatever we do is for our satisfaction, our self-satisfaction, and we should all conduct things for that only. So for any kind of creating this anticipatory stress, we should prevent ourselves from that, and we should remain positive, calm, and confident, because we should know that we can handle most of the things if possible. Stress. You can say why, where, what, how, when, who. I think this is what is happening right now with the pandemic. कब होगा, क्या होगा, किससे होगा, कैसे होगा? This is happening with all of you. हम आगे क्या करेंगे? And that's why you are talking to a psychologist right now, because you are all into dilemma. You are in very in such a condition where you are not able to understand what will happen, how it will happen, how it will be managed. So here the very important thing is, whenever I say there's something happening in your situation, I'll just narrate one thing to you, that something which is outside your body, outside you, it is never in your control. Then just I'm trying to elaborate that for the situational stress. Every human, every individual faces some kind of heartbreaking situation. Maybe there is a death in a house, there is a family. All these unfortunate things take place in life. But you must have seen people reacting to every situation in different way. Even in a family, when there is death in a dear one, you will find there are four people, maybe, just an imaginary competition situation I'm talking about. You will find one person is crying all the day, he is not able to handle himself. The other one who also loves that person equally, but still he is able to manage slightly, like he is able to manage his household activities, maybe daily routine. The third one is trying to manage everything that bahar se koi aa raha hai kya, the other thing, the other thing which we have to do ritualistically, all those things are to be done. So you will find in one family itself that is one situation, but every individual, according to their own sensitivities, they are reacting in a different way. So here, when we talk about situational stress, the sensitivity means sensitivity quotient of a person becomes very, very important. How? Like it's up to you. There is one situation and four people are reacting differently. That means that situation doesn't have that power on us. You have to see your life. You have to see the life as a solar system. Suppose you are the sun of your life, and everything around you, like this, all why, there, what, when, who, how, are the planets around you. Who is giving them the energy to dominate you, to affect you? That is the sun. That means you. So once you consider yourself the sun of your life, automatically the stress means that the planets who are affecting you, you are feeling they're affecting you, but actually the power is being given by you because you are the sun. They don't have power unless until you give them power. So consider all the situations of your life like that, the planets, and consider yourself the sun. Because the moment you take control of your life, as sun is the life-giving component, you can say, element of our life. Once we say that all the planets, all the situations are given life by us, that means they have the power only when we provide them. They will have the minimum effect on us. So try to find that power within you. That means if you are strengthened, you are confident, then nothing will affect you. So the situational stress can always be overcome when you have more control of yourself. You know that what you can manage within yourself will be the best thing. We'll discuss more about it when I'll talk about the tool of stress management. What is encounter stress? If somebody slaps you, what you will do? Is it in your control or in the control of the other person? Think about it. It's always in your control. If somebody comes and slaps you, screams at you, abuses you, whether you will slap him back, you will scream, you will leave the place. I think it's always in the person's hand, never in the person who is trying to irritate you, frustrate you with the things. So I think it's very important for all of us to realize that maybe there is a reaction to every action, as Newton says, but definitely the reaction is in the person's hand. It's in your mind. Everything is in your mind. So the moment you say that whatever is coming from that side, how I'm going to react is always up to me. So the encounter stress can be handled always by the self-management. You can see always I'm constantly focusing and stressing on the word self constantly. Reason, everything is handled, managed, controlled by us. So the moment we start feeling that everything is within us, nothing is to be managed outside, I think there will be actually no stress itself. So try this. Psychological stress, I have to explain this because there is a question in the Suvarna ma'am has shared with me that what kind of physiological effect of this stress can happen. I will talk it in brief because I think that's not of much of use to you all. But still, I will narrate this to you. It's an acute stress. You can see this women, and with this, try to understand when you say acute stress, means maybe we lost a job, maybe just what is happening right now, we are not able to understand. The whole situation is so unpredictable, so confusing, we know nothing. So naturally, we are always insecure. We are always feeling that, oh, whether it will be managed well or not. So constantly we are trying to imagine certain things, and some kind of outburst is coming. We are getting irritated. We are frustrated. बिना बात के अचानक से गुस्सा आ जाता है, बड़ा वैक्यूम सा फील होता है. There's nothing to do. All such things are happening with everyone. So the moment these things are recurrent to your life, you're getting into acute stress because you are not planning for it, you are not actually going through anything directly, but still you're constantly thinking and thinking and thinking about the same thing. So that is getting into the, you can understand, that is called acute stress. Now, that second is episodic stress. You can understand is the episodic stress. The moment I say episodic stress, that means the recurrence of episodes are happening, like outbursts. Like you are thinking something else, you went to a shop and nothing was like available on the shop, and you suddenly started fighting with the person. You started realizing that you're constantly reacting to everything, every complication thing, everything which is doesn't need even your attention at times, but you are still feeling somewhere frustrated. There kind of an irrational element is coming into play. That something is not happening, but still you are imagining those things too much. I think you're getting into more of an acute episodic stress. So I think it's just an understanding how to manage it. I will explain later. Chronic stress. I think it's a very much clinical thing, and this is high time. One should before that, when you get into an acute episodic stress, this is the time when you should visit a psychologist, because when you're not able to manage it very properly, it's high time you should start talking to someone whom you can trust. If nobody is there in the family or friends, it's high time you should take up professional help before it gets into chronic stress. Because the time we get into an acute episodic stress, the problem happens. Every body has its own capacity to tolerate stress. But the moment we have more and more such situations, like we are all staying at home, it is a new normal. So our body has adapted it. It is a new normal. We know that we have to adjust to certain situations, we have to do certain things. It's a new normal. But sometimes when the mind is already feeling the pressure and you're feeling this is perfectly normal, the new normal is like too much, already too much stress is there, and you find it is perfectly normal, then it is dangerous, because the moment it reaches that chronic stress level, it is an outburst kind of thing. It is going to be very difficult for us to handle without medical intervention or so. So it is high. Whenever you start having more recurrent episodic thing in your life, it's high time you should visit a doctor or therapist to check whether your coping skills are doing well or not. If not, it's high time you should get trained, and you can definitely handle it afterwards. So the chronic stress can lead to all kind of blood pressure, diabetes, and like all kind of things. We know everything, that everything is being operated by the mind itself. So I think on all body parts there is an effect. So even respiratory issues, skin issues, even seen a big effect of the chronic stress. So I think this is chronic stress. This is the last stage where you should not reach. Actually, you should take help before that. Now, I am introducing this very special toolkit to you, 4A stress management kit. It's the easiest one. Avoid, alter, accept, adapt. Chetna, am I audible? Hello.
Yes.
Chetna.
Very clear.
Yeah. This is avoid. Once I say this is a kit, that means I am asking you to use it together. Because I know it. We'll say that sometimes we simply need a page test. Sometimes I need some kind of drilling machine. But when we talk about human brain, I think this 4 as a totality effect will help you in managing your stress completely. But we should start with this no. What is that? No. What we have to avoid? We started with the term that it is up to us what we select from our surroundings. So this avoid is you have to pick what exactly you want from the surroundings. Suppose you are annoyed, you are getting consistently annoyed with something around you, surround with like some person is there, maybe some professor is there, maybe some teacher is there. I know you cannot change the person, you cannot do some changes in those things, but the fact remains, you can always prepare yourself. Like you have to have more assertion in your approach about life. Wherever there is a possibility that you can avoid certain people, certain situations, you should do that just to please someone or to sound more like adaptive, and it is actually giving you a lot of frustration. I think it's not a good idea. Whenever there is a possibility of saying no to those things or those people, to those surroundings, where it is giving a constant struggle or constant discomfort to you, learn to say no to it. That is the first thing you have to manage for the stress management. Once the assertion is done, it's quite easy when you have selected phenomena in your life, and then I think we are well equipped to handle those things which we are willing to handle. So that selective process again will come into play to manage your stress. So learn to say no about anything. Alter. Now, what to be altered? Ourselves or people? I think both at times. There is a beautiful story from Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Once a person came to him. I hope you all know Ramakrishna Paramahansa. He is guru of Swami Vivekananda. And once he was asked by his disciple that I tried everything, Gurudev. I went left side, I went right side, I went straight, but every time I fell down. What's wrong with it? कोई भी choice, कोई भी मार्ग में चुनता हूँ, मैं गिर क्यों जाता हूँ उस मार्ग पे जाकर? The Paramahansa replied to him that okay, you tried all the marg, you decided कि मैं इधर जाऊँगा, उधर जाऊँगा, but you are still blindfolded. You have kept your eyes closed. You are blindfolded. पट्टी बांध के रखी है, and you are changing your directions of life. There is no use of it unless until you change yourself. So the alter word belongs to both the things, your surrounding and you both. You cannot alter too many things around you, but definitely you have lots of possibilities of altering things within yourself, like what I like, what I don't like, what I can prefer, what I don't prefer. At times we have so many WhatsApp groups, we have got Instagrams and all these things, but we are not able to understand what should I do, whether I should continue with the conversation or not. Even these small confusions are coming. We are not able to alter ourselves, we are not able to decide about ourselves. So it's very important for us to alter certain things within us, and if possible, politely in others too. Suppose a person is teasing you constantly and you are not happy with that. You can always tell that is it possible that your humor is not targeted on me? I will enjoy the jokes definitely. So I think we can always alter things, but we have to be very vocal about what we need. It has to be very clear message to our surroundings that what I am. So for that, if you want to tell people that what I am, it is very important that you should know who you are. So that the whole thing comes, both the things will go together. Telling them what you want, before that you need to know what you actually want. So once that is done, you can do the other part. Pandemic is the biggest effect. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Some problem? Hello? It's fine? Yeah.
It's fine, it's fine. PPT
yeah.
is
So, PPT is not visible.
Yes.
I think I can see the participants suddenly because I have done nothing.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Can you see that? Is it done?
Ma'am, did
Now
you
is it
stop
visible?
sharing?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
I'm not now. No, I'm not. I didn't stop sharing because for a moment it was like disconnected completely again. Can you hear me now?
Visible. Yes, yes.
It's visible. Yeah. Fine.
Yes.
Fine. Except, we just look. This webinar itself is telling us so many things. We need to accept whatever comes our way. So this kind of interruptions, this kind of challenges, constant challenges about everything. So I think once we say that we know certain things about life, that suppose there is a sleep disorder issue or maybe some other problem is there, unless until we accept there is a problem, we will not be able to change anything within ourselves or even outside. If we don't accept the pandemic, we don't accept the problems, we don't accept the challenges, there is no possibility of any kind of modifications and perception. So the key element of stress management is accepting whatever comes in your way as it is. You don't have to change anything because we all are like in a growing stage. We all are learning stage. We are all understanding about everything. So nobody is there to tell us exactly what is going to happen. So once we are all in a learning stage, it's very important that whatever comes, we have to accept it. We are not given any option right now. Suppose if there is a flood, for that matter, if there is a flood outside, you can see that. But once this is an invisible flood, you are not able to see that flood. So we have to accept that although this is invisible, but there is a flood. In conditions of flood, whether you try to come out of the house, no. Whether you try to think about whether I am able to visit my clinic or not, are you able to think about the career or anything X, Y, Z? No, you're not thinking because you know there is so much water outside. Right now, my survival is the most important thing. So the moment you understand this thing, that currently this situation is saying to accept this phenomena that I have to survive. I am on the basic level right now, basic level of survival right now. When there is a flood, you must have seen that army comes, an NDRF team comes, people take their commodities, their things with them, and they leave their houses and everything, and they come up with the army personnel for the rescue, and they save themselves. That is the only target. That is the only priority in their mind at time. I think this moment is similar to that somewhere. We need to understand consciously, very consciously, that the survival is the most important thing right now. If you survive, everything else is possible. Everything is possible after that. As I said, time is unlimited. It is ananta. You feel that it is very limited, but I feel it is ananta. So just wait for the right time. Just believe in the survival and your existence. You are a complete phenomena. You are a complete being, and you don't have to prove anything. Look, we all are being created by the Supreme Almighty, and we are all complete. We don't have to prove anything to this world to achieve something outside. Everything will be guided, everything will be done positively, and once we keep the calm, we remain positive within self. And we being doctors, it's our bigger responsibility to give that positivity to the rest of the world. So I think all the physio, all the doctors who are here, they need to. We are the people see as the like epitome of positivity. The moment you see a doctor, the patients feel that they are all half recovered. It is being said for the doctors. If we are losing the grip on ourselves, I think this is not a good thing for the system. We have a moral responsibility to give that positivity to the whole world. So I think the students who are going to be doctors very soon, or maybe they are interns too. So I'm just asking them to remain truly doctors within themselves. Doctors are the epitomes of positivity who can spread maximum positivity to the whole universe. So we should accept, and yes, then we should adapt. So reframing is so important. I just narrated that when you see that there is a flood, you need to adapt. You know which kind of clothes you have to wear if you have to cross the flood, and if you are into rains, you have to wear a raincoat. You have to carry an umbrella. Everything is there. We always change according to the seasons. We never try to change the season. We always try according to things do according to seasons. Why we are not remembering all these things? Why all such things, anything for that matter, happens in our life? We know there will be consistent change in our situations, conditions, demands, and challenge, and we need to be constantly reframing ourselves for that. You cannot change the whole thing, but you can always reframe yourself for that. The moment we start learning those things, it becomes very easy for us to remain happy and positive. The more you will try to feel that ये मेरे साथ ही होता है, सब मुझे ही गलत समझते हैं, जब भी मैं कुछ करने को अच्छा जाती हूँ सब कुछ गलत मेरे साथ हो जाता है. Why is achieving more than me? Why is earning more than me? All these things will come to play in your mind, and then the problem starts, because we are comparing something which is never in our hand. You have never seen, like when we talk about this earth, the nature, you see thousands of things are being made by this nature. The various plants are there, flowers are there, fruits are there. They have their own importance. So we all are like that only. We are all part of that cosmic energy. We all are part of this world, and we are supposed to play our roles. Instead of thinking of planning of what we will get from it, we need to perform our duties. Like karmanyavadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. Lord Krishna says, karma karo aur phal ki chinta mat karo. In similar format, we need to understand that right now, have you ever thought of कि कोई mango tree कभी plan करता होगा कि भाई मैं अभी 2 महीने में बढ़ूंगा, then there will be tree, then there will be fruit on that, फिर somebody will उसके ऊपर कोई पत्थर फेंकेगा, उसको कोई तोड़ेगा. This kind of planning, any tree must be doing? I don't think so. Why we can't learn from the trees? Why we can't learn from other beings? They are never planning like this. We have to be very natural. We have to be very adaptive. We have to be great students all our life. We should keep learning, accepting, adapting, altering, and we should learn कि कब कहाँ नहीं जाना है, कब किसको मना करना है, to avoid elsewhere. So all these A together make the perfect tool for our stress management. Before I conclude, and there are questions for me, I will conclude with Mahatma Gandhi's quotation: "Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony." So strive for harmony in your thoughts and actions, because behaving in a way that opposes our belief leads to identity crisis. So stay happy and stay safe. I will conclude with this, because for me the most important thing in world is happiness, and how we can achieve, with only 2 tools from my side. One is humbleness, second is gratitude. Humbleness, when we always remember that you are not alone doing your duties. There's so many other things, your family, teachers, and everyone around you, the mother nature, and everyone is helping you to achieve so many things. And you need to be constantly humble, remembering that it's not you who is doing everything. Naturally, so many other people are responsible for whatever is happening in your life. So whenever we remember all these things, we remain humble. So the feeling of gratitude is naturally generated. I just took the example of mango tree. Have you ever counted how many mangoes you have eaten in all your life? Have you ever thanked that mango tree enough to have those mangoes? So unless until you thank enough, don't get frustrated. Don't think that you have not been given anything from the world or anyone. You be thankful to whatever you have got. And once you have generated that feeling within you, and once you alter that self-concept within you, I think you will be in complete harmony, because you will start thinking of giving to people, not always thinking what I have got from people. So once you believe in that, you will be true doctors, you will be really giving, and we should all work in this direction. We should remain positive, we should remain happy, and this is the best thing what we can do for the world. Thank you all for listening to me, and if there are questions, please, you can ask me. Over to you, Chetna.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. I request all the participants to post their questions in the chat box, or they can raise their hand also.
If there are questions, you can always ask me.
Yes, ma'am. We are waiting for the questions from the participants.
Chetna, one question I would like to answer before that. There is a question
Yes, ma'am.
from one student. Yesterday, Madam Suvarna has asked me to send me one question. I am answering that first.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know who has asked this question. I am not very much. Just a second. I will just. Yeah, there is a repeating for all of you, all the students. How to stop overthinking in life if things don't go our way, and how we have planned. How to stop panicking and stressing all over things we can't control and learn patience. This was the question. I think I tried answering those questions as much as possible. If you need more, and someone has asked me this question about how can one stop overthinking about past and future and start
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Yes, one question is, how can one stop overthinking about past and future and start living in present moment and be happy?
I think this is the same question I just rated. I think in my presentation I have mentioned these things basically. But
Yes,
I have a small question to that person who has asked me whether she will or he will visit a flop movie again and again. I'm asking you this question, Chetna.
Yes,
On
ma'am.
behalf of that student, I'm asking you this question: whether you will watch a flop movie again and again in the theater. Am I audible? No. Yes or no?
Yes. No,
Whether
no.
you will,
Yes, no.
you will not watch, right?
No, yes.
Yes. So the person who has asked me this question asked the person that why he is replaying those past bad memories, the movies again and again, replaying that movies inside his brain again and again and getting stressed out. Once we don't choose something in the theaters which is flop, which is not giving us any pleasure, any happiness, why we are again and again replaying those kind of things in our mind when they are not giving any pleasure to us? So I feel that best thing to avoid the past memories is stop replaying them. Our thoughts are actually controlled by us. We always feel they're in someone else's hand. It's not like that. They're very much in our hand. So whenever you get into past, remember my word that this is a bad movie. This is a flop movie of my life. I don't want to replay it. Let me think something better. So give you a chance to think something better, reframe yourself. Yeah. And future, don't. I think right now there is no sense of thinking about future.
Yes. The question is, do you have a kind of red warning flag that indicates too much stress? Can you help?
I think the first thing will come is like you will not be able to perform the daily routine in a very easy way, the way you used to do it. I think you will always find it difficult to perform even daily activities. If you are, there is a warning sign. If suppose there is a time you have to visit your office, maybe a clinic, and you need to reach in a time 10 o'clock, but still you don't feel like going to bath at 9 o'clock, even knowing that the 10 o'clock is the time given, and you are just sitting and thinking of what will happen, yaar, jaun ki nahi jaun. So the constant repulsion, constant resistance will be there, and that is the first signal. And then definitely, if you are having some kind of disturbance in your sleep, make sure that you are having good sleep. That is the key factor. Have a good sleep. If that is missing, I think this is the biggest alarm. Yeah.
The next question is, overthinking was started when we saw any trouble or difficulty or feeling of discomfort sudden starts.
Chetna, your voice is cracking. Chetna, your voice is cracking. Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Overthinking was started when we saw any trouble or difficulty or feeling of discomfort sudden starts. Should I repeat it again?
I think the feeling of discomfort or fear or nervousness is always generated from within. Certain things, like when you say it is chronic stress level, it's not necessary that the troubles are actually visible to us. But when you are in a chronic stage, you are into an irrational mode. Means the things are not happening, but still you are perceiving and still you are thinking about them. That's why they are troubling you. So it is up to the person, like in which stage he is. If he is in stage, maybe in an acute stress stage, there is a possibility he might be perceiving that trouble. But in a chronic stress level, he might be actually getting into more into of irrational thoughts and fears, and he might be imagining more rather than getting into a true troublesome situation.
Thank you, ma'am. So these are all the questions posted by our participants.
Thank you.
Now I would request Dr. Maheshwari. She is an associate professor in Department of Neurosciences of our institute. She is going to deliver a vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Good afternoon all. On behalf of Dr. Vittalrao Vikhe Patil College of Physiotherapy, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to Mrs. Poonam Surange ma'am for her efforts towards tools for stress management. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence. We are thankful to our Honorable Deputy Director, Dr. Abhijit Dute. We also thank to our principal, Dr. Shyam Ganvir, for his enthusiastic support, and a special thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed to this webinar. Last but not least, thanks to our participants for active participation. With this warm word and a kind message, we move to the end of today's session. Thank you. Herewith I request all participants to please feedback form. To fill the feedback form. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much again, all of you. Pleasure meeting
Thank you, ma'am.
See you soon. Hope to see you soon.
Sure, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am.
Good luck for everything. To all the students, tell them not to panic. If there are even more bigger, some personal issues are there, I'm definitely be there. Okay?
Yes,
ma'am. Definitely.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good